Hello everyone. In today's video, we will talk about how zero-touch provisioning works on an Juniper ACX 710 device. So I'll start with a general flow, how ZTP works on ACX. This is a general flow, and then we'll deploy a ZTP configuration. Starting here, what we do is we first reset the device to factory defaults. And once the device reboots with factory defaults, we use DHCP to get an IP address assigned to the device. We have DHCP request and DHCP response. Once all this is done, next what we do is we use Atom as a file server. So the boot configuration and the image are both stored on Atom itself. So we start downloading the boot configuration, which involves your subnet IP addresses, DHCP, all that information. So once the boot configuration is downloaded from Atom to the device, a notification is sent to the workflow. And once this notification, you can see here config file download notification. Once this notification is sent, we next start with the image download. Once the image download is done, again a notification is sent. So once all this process is finished, next step is we validate the image and upgrade and apply the configuration. And the device goes for a reboot. So once the image is applied and the device is rebooted, the next step is to onboard the device using workflow. We onboard the device onto Atom and then apply day 0, day 1 profiles, which can be your host name or whatever you want to push in the day 0, day 1 profiles. So all that information is pushed. So this is a general flow how ZTP will work. So next we'll start with the ZTP configuration. So this is a CLI of the device. And you can see here that all this boot configuration is there on the device, the DHCP subnet mask, and the network configuration. So this is the Atom server where the image and the boot configuration, as I've shown in the image, is there. So device.config has a boot configuration and the device.image will have your image. Next, we go to the services, and the services catalog, we'll find ZTP mappings. And from ZTP mappings, we can see the day 0 profiles. So this is the profile we have created, the ACX profile. And you can see here, this is the host name that we're pushing in day 0 profile. And we'll be able to see this host name once the day 0 profile is pushed. So we'll just use request system 0is to reset the device to factory settings. And once it's reset to the factory settings, we'll start the ZTP process on the device. So we go to the workflows and the ZTP workflow. And then we create a new instance of this workflow. So this is a general ZTP workflow you can see here. And from tasks, we can see a list of tasks that has been started and where the workflow is at this moment. So as you can see, the image download process has started. So some of these tasks are pretty quick in nature. So you will see that most of the tasks when you see on the window have already done. So the boot configuration task has been successful. After that, the image download task has been started. So in starting, you can see there is the config download task. So after the image download, you can see there is IPAM where we pull in the IP addresses so that there is no rogue devices that we push the ZTP to. And after that, there's a ping test where we see if the device is online. Once all these are completed, the next step is we check the device is online or not. So currently we are checking the device. We'll be pinging the device continuously to see if it comes online. So you can see here, the device has been onboarded. And these are all the tasks that has been completed. The IPM task, and then the device driver device is onboarded onto Atom. If you want to see the status, you can just go and click and you can see the logs and status of the task in the details. So we are still waiting for the device to be online. So once the device is online, the next step would be to push day 0 profiles, which we talked earlier. So in day 0 profile, currently we have the host name that we'll be pushing onto the device. So we can see here, we have proceeded ahead And the next step is to push the configuration. So configuration either can be static configuration, which will push directly, or it can be parameterized where the user puts in the inputs. So we'll see in the task status that the push config has also been successfully completed. So this is a configuration that has been pushed, which you can see here. And as you can see here, operation completed successfully. So once the configuration is successfully pushed, these are some of the other tasks we do, some of the advanced tasks like invoke, retrieve config, and get parsing. We can go back to the workflow instance and see that this instance has completed successfully. That basically means that the workflow has run its due course and the ZTP configuration has been pushed to the device. We can also go to the devices tab, search for the device and see the device has been onboarded onto Atom. So you can see here device type ACX 710, and you can see the details, the management IP address, the operating system version. We'll be logging into the CLI of the device and just checking if the required configuration and the D0 profile configuration, which is at the host name, we were able to push or not. So we'll be just logging in once and checking that. So you can see ACX 710 underscore ZTP. The host name has been pushed successfully and the configuration is also there. So with that, we have learned how to deploy ACX 710 device using zero touch provisioning on Atom.